Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and I'm back in my 1.0 test world where I'm going to be demoing a new mod for you guys. It's one that a few people have sent me a message and said I should check out. So this is the Minefactory Reloaded mod spotlight. I mentioned I'd be doing this when you checked out my power converters mod. Both of these mods are made by a player named Power Crystals, and you can find a link in the description of this video to check it out. Now without further ado, why don't I get started showing you some of the cool things you can make with this mod called Minefactory Reloaded. So one of the fundamental items in this mod are steel ingots, and you make steel by surrounding some iron with some coal, like so. And you get 5 pieces of steel from this. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a few of them. That should be enough for now. And I'm also going to need some wood to make some of the recipes I'm going to be showing you guys. So I'm just going to grab myself some sticks. Now the first item we need to make is a hammer. Factory hammer. This guy is going to be used kind of like the wrench in Buildcraft, or kind of like the screwdriver in Red Power. This is basically the tool you're going to use to reorient all your machines. So it never breaks, so you only have to make it once, and it's pretty cool. Now this mod automates a lot of farming, both with animals and with plants. So why don't I get started showing you some of the machines you can make with this guy. Now if we take a bunch of steel ingots here and surround an iron hoe, we get a planter. Planters are used, as you would think, to plant things. And I'm going to go and show you guys the setup that I have right now. Currently has a 1-second interval. You definitely should use Red Power 2 if you want to do this, but you don't have to. You can just set up a quick pulsing machine. Pretty easy to do with redstone and wiring. You're definitely going to look up how to do that yourself if you're not going to be using Red Power. Otherwise, set up a pulser here, and every pulse that the machine gets of Red Power, it's going to automatically harvest some land for you and put the seeds in for you. Pretty darn spiffy. And you can let the machine continue to run, and it'll continue to replant as things get tilled. Now you might be saying, Direwolf, what are these other crazy looking machines we've got here? Well, why don't I show you? This machine right here, steel ingots all around an iron sword, is a harvester. The harvester is the machine right here, and what that's going to do is harvest the wheat once it's been made. Now it'll work 3 blocks in front, so you're going to want to pretty much place it in the center of the horizontal row here, and it'll operate on the entire farm in front of it. So that's a 3x3 area, just like the planter has made for us. And if you right click on it, you'll quickly see there's no interface, so there's nothing really to do with it. You just need to supply a redstone signal, like so. Now obviously these things aren't ready to harvest yet, and our friendly mod creator Power Crystals has gone ahead and given us a machine to help with that. This is the recipe for the fertilizer. The fertilizer, you again place it like so, and you place some bone meal inside, and just apply a redstone signal, and every pulse it'll place the bone meal in there, and take care of the little farm for you. Nice. Now you'll also notice this nifty little contraption back here. Pretty easy to make, simply a piece of steel ingot and a piece of redstone, and that gives you a conveyor belt. A conveyor belt will transport items for you from one location to another. So if we go ahead and flip this guy on, we'll see him harvesting. And the items land out the hole in the back, and the conveyor belt conveniently moves them over for you and sends them down to a machine at the end here. That machine at the end is an item collector with a chest in the middle of all these steel ingots. The item collector will simply allow items that get placed inside of it, running into it with a conveyor belt, into the chest next to it. You could also place a chest right behind this harvester, and it would just automatically place the items in the chest. You could also hook up Buildcraft pipes to this, and the Buildcraft pipes will connect here just fine, and will work just as well as this conveyor belt. So pretty much this entire mod works with Buildcraft, so you're going to want to keep that in mind. It will output items into Buildcraft pipes, but built in is this conveyor belt, so that's pretty neat. Now you can place all kinds of things into the planter. You can place saplings, you can even do cactus if you have sand above it, and it'll pretty much take care of you. So you're going to want to play around with the planter and try out different functions that it can do. Now the next item I want to show you, we're going to need to get ourselves a pair of shears. And they can be found TMI around here somewhere. Oh, what the heck, let's just make them. So there's the shears, and we'll just surround that with some more of this good old-fashioned steel. And we've got the rancher. The rancher is a machine that will help you take care of your animals. Basically, we're not going to be really taking care of them so much as we're going to be taking care of them. Uh-oh. Attacking the animal, but that's okay because each time this thing pulses and the animal takes damage, it's getting some kind of item from the animal, be it leather or beef, or if you have pigs in there, or if you have sheep in there, but eventually your animal will die. And it looks like he drops the last of his items on the ground like that. So this will, get you your leather and raw beef as shown. Now, in order to take care of your animals so that they don't die, let's get ourselves another one, shall we? You've got another machine that helps to heal them. This machine here is the veterinary station. And the way he works is you simply face him, again, towards the pen area. Now, the pen area should be about 5 by 5. And simply place some bread inside your veterinary station and turn it on. So you can see there's 60 pieces of bread in there at the moment. Now if I activate this machine here again, it'll continue to hurt my cow a little bit, and it's a random pulse each time whether or not the cow gets hurt and, get some food out of it. But the veterinary station will start to use its bread to heal him. So let's give it a few seconds here. You should see he just took some damage, and he was healed because we lost a piece of bread. And this will keep him going a bit longer. Now there is one more really cool feature here. Let's get a sheep in here. Just a demo for you guys. That if you have a sheep in there, you're getting some wool. Pretty nifty. But let's see the part that I kind of like the most about this mod. You ready? Remember how I said the items in this mod work with Buildcraft? Now what the heck could I possibly be pumping out of here that could be stored in a tank? Let's see. Oh, look at that. If you're using this mod with Buildcraft, you can hook a waterproof pipe to the back of this machine here, and you can hook it up to a tank, and as long as you got some cows in there, it's going to milk the cows for you. And the milk can be stored in tanks. Pretty darn cool. Now you can see obviously that we're not, getting the items out of here. What you're probably going to want to do is hook up a chest to another side of this guy. So what I've done is I've just placed the chest right next to the machine here, and you can see the items are now going into the chest. So if we had pipes coming out the back of this guy, it would work, but there really is only one output for pipes. And you can see the items now going into a chest adjacent to it on the one side. But that's pretty cool that you can store milk in tanks with this mod. Now, we've seen all our forms of animals, so why don't we see if we have an automatic fishing machine? Oh yeah, we do. The Fisher. Let's check out how that guy works by just turning around right here where I've already got one set up. Again, you're going to want a little timer and activate some power, and because of the way redstone works, the redstone signal is going through this block into this one. And I've got the fishing machine hooked up above a water source, a 3x3 water source to be exact. And it's a pretty low chance, but every now and then it's going to pull out a fish. And you'll notice I've got a Buildcraft pipe here set up. And if we check inside our chest here, we've got some raw fish going on. So we could hook that up to a furnace where it would, cook the fish for us and have it deposited in a tank or a chest. But, this guy works pretty well. Now, one awesome side effect of this is if we put empty buckets in here, it will pull water out for us and create water buckets. But the main purpose of this machine is to fish for us. And let's see if we can get this guy to fish a little bit faster. Oh, there we go. Finally got one. So you can see it's a pretty low chance. And the faster the redstone signal, the quicker it's going to fish for you. Now, power crystals has also given us another way to get water. If you don't want to get it from that lake right there that I just showed you, you can build this weather collector. And the weather collector simply gets placed on the ground. And you can hook up some Buildcraft pipes to it and a tank. So let's do that right now real quick. So, we've got our tank. And we've got some waterproof pipes. Right here. And if I make it rain and activate the machine, it's going to go ahead and start creating water from the rain. And if I turn the rain off, the water will stop going through the machine. So you can see it only creates water when it's raining. A pretty neat machine to be sure. You can also put some empty buckets in there if you want, and it'll create water buckets for you. And finally, we've got the block breaker. The block breaker works pretty similarly to the block breaker that's available in Red Power 2. You simply just place an item in front of it and activate it with a redstone signal, and it'll break the block and spit it out the back. And it works with buildcraft pipes as well as just placing a chest there. This is a great way to build a machine that will automatically, take care of your cobblestone generators. So those are all the machines that are available pretty much in this mod. Now there's one or two more items I can show you, and they have to do with rail tracks. Now I've shown you a mod called Railcraft that does some railway manipulation, and this has a few of them as well, so let's check that out right now. So for all four of these types of minecart tracks, we're going to need a detector rail. And the first one here, you place a chest on top and 5 of these guys underneath, and we get a cargo pickup rail. And the reverse of that is a chest on the bottom and 5 steel on top. And that's a cargo drop-off rail. Let's check these guys out real quick. So I've set up a very simple rail system here, and I'm going to go ahead and give myself a cart. Now the cargo pickup rail, any minecart traveling over it, will pick up items off of any side of that minecart track from a chest. So let's place down a couple chests, one here. And the drop-off one will do the opposite. Any items inside the minecart will get dropped off into an adjacent chest. So let's try it out now. I'm just going to simply place some steel in here. Why not? I've got some on me. So there's 5 steel in the chest. And we can activate this guy by just applying a redstone signal. Now if we check, there's no more steel in the chest. And if we check over here, it was dropped off. Pretty darn cool. And if I disable this guy and just push him across again, let's try that again, shall we? I'm going to place the steel in here, activate the cart, and we'll know that the steel is inside the chest because it went over that pickup, and there's no more steel in here. And if we activate this guy again and give him a little push, he'll drop this guy off in here. So that's a neat little way to create an automatic system to pick up and drop off stuff. Next up, we build a similar system, except in this case we're using lapis lazuli blocks. And we've got a passenger pickup rail, and on the bottom here we've got a passenger drop-off rail. Let's check this out. The passenger pickup rail, if we replace this guy here, will attempt to pick up a player from the nearby area as a cart travels over it. And the passenger drop-off will attempt to drop him off. Now it specifically states on the forum post here, and I'm going to read this verbatim for you guys. The passenger drop-off rail drops off anyone in the cart within a certain radius if it can find somewhere to put them. It makes an effort not to drop people into lava or fire, but no guarantees. Now if I've set this up right, this is the passenger pickup rail, and as this cart goes over it, it should automatically pick me up if I'm standing near it. And as soon as the cart goes over here, the passenger drop-off, it should automatically drop me off, and I shouldn't have to click or do anything. Let's activate this cart system by placing down a redstone torch, and you can see I was automatically picked up and dropped off. And it dropped me off pretty close to where the drop-off point was. So that worked pretty well. Not too shabby. Now one more thing I will mention with regards to all of these machines is the fact that if you're using Buildcraft, you do have a config setting option to use the power system in Buildcraft as opposed to these red power things. So if you don't want to use alternating redstone current to activate your machines, you can use Buildcraft engines. You can go ahead and just check the thread on the forums about how to make this configuration change. It's pretty easy. You just have to basically say, use Buildcraft as opposed to use redstone. And it'll, have Buildcraft engines powering all these neat machines for you. So go ahead and check out the thread. There's instructions in there on how to do that. So this has been the Minefactory Reloaded mod. It definitely adds some neat features to the game and allows you to automatically farm animals as well as crops and water and fish, and it even adds a couple cool little minecarts for you here to transport items around. And conveyor belts are neat. Did I mention, by the way, that they also transport players? You could probably set up some cool stuff with that. So this is Direwolf20 signing off on the Minefactory Reloaded mod. As always, check the thread, check for the thread link on the description of this video. Take it easy.